Welcome back to the Oracle of Wealth. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most ruthless, high-stakes transits of the calendar year, the full moon in Capricorn. If you have been tracking the markets or looking at your personal net worth lately, you know that the fluff is being stripped away. In mainstream astrology, people talk about full moons as emotional peaks. But in financial astrology, when that full moon occurs in the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn, it doesn't represent an emotional release. It represents a hard, systemic corporate deadline. The seeds of ambition you planted exactly 6 months ago during the Capricorn new moon are facing their ultimate reality check. Capricorn is the sign of structure, institutional authority, legal boundaries, and raw material reality. It is ruled by Saturn, the cosmic auditor who cares nothing for your hopes, your wishes, or your positive thinking. Saturn only cares about one thing. What have you actually built? If you have been waiting for the quote-unquote perfect time to push a major client for a signature, to restructure your corporate debt, or to finalize a liquidation, listen closely. Your window of opportunity isn't just opening, it is aggressively closing. Today, we are moving past low-level horoscope predictions. We are analyzing the exact Saturnian architecture required to lock in high-stakes contracts, secure institutional backing, and leverage the lunar harvest cycle to turn your vision into permanent, tangible wealth. Stop leaving your money to chance. It's time to build the moat. To understand the magnitude of this specific full moon, we have to travel back exactly 6 months to the corresponding new moon in Capricorn. Think back to the financial intentions, business goals, or investment strategies you initiated half a year ago. That was the planting phase. You were drawing up blueprints, pitching new projects, or initiating capital ventures. But a plan is only as good as its execution, and the universe does not allow projects to run on pure speculation indefinitely. The Capricorn full moon acts as the cosmic boardroom review. It shines a blinding spotlight on your balance sheet, your operational systems, and your professional alliances. If the projects you started 6 months ago were built on a weak foundation, if they relied on funny money, unverified leads, or shaky verbal agreements, this transit is going to force a structural collapse. But if you have been quietly putting in the discipline, archiving your receipts, and building true equity, this moon acts like an institutional promotion party that the universe forgot to put on your Outlook calendar. This is the exact turning point where the long-haul grind converts into real, unshakable reward. But you cannot passively sit back and wait for a miracle. Saturn never hands out free handouts. It offers momentum only to those who are willing to meet it halfway with concrete, organized metrics. You must step into the role of the chief auditor of your own life right now. Let's look at the macro-financial reality of Saturn's energy. Historically, when Saturn dominates major planetary cycles, market liquidity contracts. Money gets tight. The era of cheap credit and easy speculation vanishes, forcing the global economy to look at actual cash flow and tangible assets. This is why our channel focuses on adding real-world strategy to the horoscope. During a Capricorn full moon, your primary focus must shift from growth to preservation and structural optimization. Look at your portfolio. Look at your business structures. Are your income streams diversified, or are you dangerously exposed to a single point of failure? Saturn demands that you build a structural moat around your wealth. This means auditing your recurring debt, cleaning up your administrative backend, and closing out lingering invoices that are draining your company's energy. If you have capital tied up in untested, highly speculative assets, whether that's unvouched crypto tokens or unverified business ventures, Saturn warns that shortcuts will be punished. True wealth, the kind of institutional wealth that lasts for decades, is built systematically through automated savings, debt containment, and investing in structurally sound vehicles. Use this week to review your contract clauses, look over your legal structures, and ensure your financial foundations can withstand market stress. When the economic storm hits, the speculator panics, but the Saturnian investor simply watches their architecture hold firm. Now, let's pivot directly into tactical execution. How do you take this heavy cosmic energy and weaponize it in your day-to-day corporate negotiations? The answer is simple. You must remove every single drop of emotion from the room. Capricorn energy is cold, calculated, pragmatic, and entirely data-driven. When you enter a boardroom, pitch a client, or renegotiate terms with a vendor this week, do not lead with your story. Do not lead with how hard you've worked or what you hope to achieve. Lead with the numbers. Present the data, lay out the verified track record, and showcase your receipts. If a prospect or partner has been dragging their feet for the last few months, using up your administrative bandwidth without committing to a signature, This full moon provides you with the leverage to set a hard boundary. Present your absolute final terms with absolute calm. Capricorn gives you the power to walk away from bad deals because it values self-containment and long-term dignity over short-term validation. You are shifting your operation out of the speculation phase and directly into the harvest phase. If a deal cannot close under this moon, it means the foundation was fundamentally flawed from the start, and it is time to cut the cord cleanly. Reclaim your capital, reclaim your time, and reallocate those resources toward ventures that respect structure and legal clarity. However, an expert financial strategist always analyzes the downside risk. The shadow side of intense Capricorn energy is over-rigidity, stubbornness, and a fear of expansion. Because Saturn represents limitations and boundaries, it is easy to become so defensive that you paralyze your own growth. In financial astrology, we see that when Jupiter, the planet of expansion, enters a Capricorn-ruled environment, it faces a system of strict checks and balances. Do not let your adherence to the rules turn into a restrictive cage that prevents you from spotting a legitimate market pivot. Discipline does not mean staying married to a dying asset or an outdated business model just because you have already invested time and money into it. That is a classic sunk cost fallacy, and Saturn will punish that pride ruthlessly. True Saturnian discipline means having the humility to look at a losing position, cut your losses with mechanical efficiency, and protect your remaining equity. Audit your systemic risk today. Look at where you are overcomplicating your workflows or hoarding outdated processes out of comfort. Wiggle room must be engineered into even your most rigid financial frameworks. Pair your structural sturdiness with operational elasticity, ensuring that while your long-term destination remains fixed on the mountain peak, your tactical paths can adapt seamlessly to the shifting economic landscape. We are building an empire here, not just a temporary bank account. The Capricorn Full Moon is handing you the ultimate surveyor's tools to map out the next major phase of your professional ascension. The work does not stop when the moon phase changes, it simply becomes more precise, more metrics-driven, and more institutional. Now, I want to bring this strategy directly into our community dashboard. I want to see the exact harvest you are locking in this week. In the comments below, drop the specific high-stakes deal, contract negotiation, or portfolio audit you are finalizing during this lunar window. Are you securing an equity stake, clearing an administrative bottleneck, or walking away from an emotional project that no longer serves your balance sheet? Share your strategy below, and I will be analyzing the most robust, structurally sound submissions in tomorrow's urgent market update. If you want to continue bridging the gap between cosmic timing and real-world financial literacy, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the alert bell, and stay aligned with the ultimate codes of wealth. Protect your capital, respect the boundaries, and execute the plan. I will see you on the next briefing.